Raiders and Bulldogs in the under-17s went to a double extra time. Tam, 2 goals in it.
They did. It went to the 2-goal advantage rule, so they both played 5 minutes each end, and it was still a drawn game. So it went to 2-goal advantage, and Raiders came out on top. They were the top side all year, so they go straight through, when Wodonga will meet Yarrawonga next weekend.
And prior to the A-grade game commencing yesterday, we saw the Albury Tigers taking the win over the Lavington Panthers. A very wet second half there, and good for the Albury Tigers to take a 5-goal lead. B-grade, Lavington comprehensive win over Albury, 66-43. Lavington were already up by about 11 at halftime and just kind of kept going. Christina Gucci, who we may see for Lavington today, she was a star in that goal shooter role for the B grade yesterday.
She was. She's been a standout player, and she's out here warming up, and wouldn't be surprised if they bring her on. But yeah, pretty hard and a pretty big expectation to expect one of the B-grade defenders to try and shut her down.
And in that A-grade game that we broadcast yesterday, Yarrawonga far too strong for Corowa, 47-36, 13-6 first quarter for the Pigeons. Just proved that they've stamped their authority on this final series.
I felt like they had control the whole way through. Even though there were times there were only 4 in it, I just never felt like Corowa had enough momentum to push. Yarrawonga just seemed to have too many answers, and we saw Corowa scrambling a bit in terms of some of the changes, and they had a couple of injuries which didn't help as well. But Yarrawonga just showed, I guess, the depth they have.
And knowing you've come up against both Corowa and Yarrawonga, how have you found their seasons as you've played them?
I've always found that Yarra, they've got that 20 years of experience behind them, they've always been the powerhouse of the O&M, and Corowa have obviously emerged out in the last probably 5 or 6 years. So I think it's Yarra's to lose from here, to be honest. They're a pretty big powerhouse to come up against. But Corowa really are the team that, if they're going to do it, they've only got to beat them once, that's for sure.
And minor premiership, that's why you play for that first position, because they've now got the luxury of having another go next week to make that grand final, and Yarrawonga will enjoy the week off. As we look to today's game, Lavington Panthers taking on the Wangaratta Magpies. Lavington falling comprehensively to Yarrawonga last week. Coach Linda Robinson made quite a few changes, and probably the one that most notable was Christina Gucci taking the court in the second half of that game, previously having only played 1 quarter in A grade, and she really stood up.
She did. It's interesting watching the game. I'm not sure. I didn't feel like that's where they were probably struggling. I thought it was probably further down the court, but they made the change, and we saw Hannah Symes just absolutely work so tirelessly to try and stop that ball coming in, and she did, because I think Lavington fell into that pattern of just wanting to bomb it. So as soon as they did that off the transverse or off the circle, that's when Yarrawonga were able to turn it. But she shot 23 from 24 goals, I think it was. Huge stats in half a game of netball, and like I said, I would be surprised if they need to use her today at some stage.
And Wangaratta, they had that brilliant start against Albury in the elimination final on Sunday, 14-4 in that first quarter, but they just couldn't push on from that. Credit to the Albury Tigers, they didn't leave anything on the court and came back with a gusto. Possibly a few more changes from the Wang Magpies than we've seen in the past. Most noticeably was Liv Richards coming into goal defence. She was our player of the day in the end. And Leah Genvy going into wing attack from wing defence. I'm wondering though, has Wangaratta had that harder run into today's game than possibly Lavington have as well?
I think they have. I think the other thing, they've probably been challenged over the season in terms of having to work out some of their combinations. It's great that Liv Richards has come into that side, because we saw her height and her elevation last week really helped them get over the line. It also allowed Hannah Grady to swing to wing defence. And Hannah, while she typically doesn't play a lot of wing defence for the Magpies, she's certainly been away with the Ovens and Murray side in Melbourne and played a lot of wing defence and does it very well. So I just think by bringing Liv in, it actually gives them a few more options. And then they can swing Leah Genvy through the centre or to wing attack. And we know the pace and the intensity with which she plays. So
absolutely, and we look at the last 2 times these teams have met, and interestingly enough, Wangaratta has taken the win in both occasions. The first time they met was in round 8 on the 4th of June. Very comprehensive 19-goal win to the Wangaratta Magpies, 59-40, starting off with a 16-10 first quarter and ending with a 17-9 last quarter. Georgia Clark, 41 from 42, and Amy Byrne, 18 from 25. And interestingly enough, the Wang Magpies did not make a positional change for 4 quarters.
They've been fairly steady, and I think the other thing with Wangaratta is they've probably had periods of inconsistency, but they've been forced to probably dig deep and look for some options when when they've been challenged, like last week. So, yeah, I think probably when the pressure's on, they may be able to go to that experience a little more than perhaps Lavington, who haven't had maybe the pressure that Wangara have had, I think.
And in that first time around, Sarah Meredith was named but didn't take the court either, whereas we look to the second game, Wangaratta 2-goal win, 41 plays 39 in round 17. So towards the end of the season, again, Georgia Clark on song, 30 from 34, Amy Byrne 12 from 20, and Liv Richards and Hannah Grady played a half each in that goal defence role. So it will be really interesting for that. Grace Hay and Maggie Thompson shared the goal defence bib for the Panthers, and Sarah Meredith went into goalkeeper for that whole game. So it will be really interesting. So we might take a look at how the teams match up today. And thanks to the Insight Injury Clinic, our team cards for the Lavington Panthers, they're coached by Linda Robinson. Starting in goal shooter today will be Maddie Plunkett. She'll be supported in goal attack with Emily Stewart, Maddie Lloyd in wing attack, Ange DeMamuel in centre, Steph Clancy in wing defence, Grace Hay in goal defence, Sarah Meredith in goalkeeper, and on the interchange, Olivia Sanson, Taylor Ferbra, Maggie Thompson, Christina Gucci, Sarah Curley. And playing centre, what's the damage that someone like Ange DeMamuel can do?
Just her ability to take control of the game and slow it down. Her hands over pressure creates that ball to go up, and it gives their defence such a good angle at the ball just from her hands over pressure. I don't know how many times you think you've got it over her hands and somehow she pulls it in. But she's also been here before. She's played it through. Obviously, we had the premiership with her, and she's just got that calming nature about her, and especially with the young girls around her, she'll just bring them up with her.
And you mentioned experience between all of these girls. Probably her and Sarah Meredith are the only real girls from this Lavington team with a lot of finals experience. Then probably Maddie Lloyd's the next one. So there will be a lot of inexperience in this competition in finals as well.
Yeah, and we touched on that last week. You know, I think Lavington as a club have played a lot of finals, but this group haven't. And I think that's probably the difference, that the majority of these Wang girls have played together and in finals. So, you know, Lavington will really need to, I guess, look at their structures. I don't think they should panic. You know, I wondered last week whether that first quarter break, they panicked a bit and made some changes they probably didn't need to make. You know, they're going to have a really good understanding of each other when the pressure's on and those default behaviours creep in. Who's going to take charge? Is that an Ange DeMamuel? Who's going to step up and calm everyone around them and, you know, and get the structure back within their game?
Absolutely. As we take a look at the Wangaratta Magpies, they have co-coaches in Shay Crimmins and Hannah Grady. Starting in goal shooter, Georgia Clark, who is the hotshot of the 2022 Ovens and Murray season. Goal attack, Amy Byrne. Wing attack, Shay Crimmins. Centre, Izzy Byrne. Wing defence, Leah Genvy. Goal defence, Hannah Grady. And in goalkeeper, Katie Dean, with an interchange of Olivia Richards, Rochelle Petts, Ebony Norris, Jess Henry, Tess Clayton. And one of the things that stands out for me in this Wang Magpies team is that defensive duo of Katie Dean and Hannah Grady. They just know how each other plays inside and out.
They really do, and just the intensity, especially that Hannah Grady brings across that line and all the way through to the goalpost. Her talking, everything. She can talk anyone into an intercept, and 9 times out of 10 it's her doing the intercepting. So it's going to be exciting to watch, and it's definitely going to be, I think, a defensive game today.
And neither of them, they're not very tall. Like they're not a tall defensive unit, but as a unit, they turn so much ball over.
They do, and they might that intensity and just intimidating just by getting the ball and push them down.
And the matchup that they have against Maddie Plunkett, we've spoken about her holding shooting capacity for the Panthers, and then supported by someone like Emily Stewart. Then last week we saw that input of Christina Gucci in there, and as well Liv Sanson. So that circle could become moving, it could be stationary. So the Magpies defenders will really have to be switched on and working together, and a lot of communication in there.
And picking up on that early too.
Yeah, and I think they have the ability to do that because they can play on the body, but then happy to sit off and hedge that space. And Hannah does that really well. She'll allow Katie to sit back on the player, and she'll sit off into that front space and just confuse it for the feeders. So, yeah, I think they have the ability to really change it up when they need to.
And one of the other players too that for the Magpies that left alone could be a little bit damaging is Amy Byrne. If the Panthers turn their attention to someone like Georgia Clark, because she has been posting most of their goals, Amy can kind of quietly go about her business, and we've seen her take a few of those mid to longer range shots, and she's got that interesting shooting style. It kind of comes off one arm. So I think the Panthers will have to be very clever in how they defend, and they don't leave her alone too much, because she could be quite damaging as well.
Yeah, and she's quick, and I'm interested to see that Lavington have started Grace Hay out and Sarah Meredith back. I would have liked to have seen Grace Hay sitting back on Georgia Clark. I just think height-wise, she's a really great matchup on her, and Grace is so good at going back with the ball. And I think Sarah Meredith's pace would have been a really good matchup on Amy Byrne, but Linda's obviously got her reasons for starting like that. Grace started off against them last time they played. She set off the first half, so she hasn't really been on Georgia, I think, since that early game. So we'll see how that goes, but you're right. I think Amy Byrne, she can do it if she needs to step up, and she needs to do enough so that she draws a defender and allows Georgia to be in that one-on-one situation. And likewise down the other end, I think Emily Stewart needs to use a change of pace. She needs to use some really strong drives in and out of that circle to draw Hannah to her so that they can get off Maddie and they can get a one-on-one, because I think Maddie in a one-on with Katie is going to be a lot harder to stop.
And if you've just joined us, you are listening to O&M Live Netball thanks to McRae Motors, which has got a couple of minutes before the first centre pass of this first semi-final, the sudden death game between the Lavington Panthers and the Wangaratta Magpies, coming to you from Martin Park in Wodonga. And Brown, a tip from you for today. Fence sitter like me.
Look, I'm going to back in the finals experience that Wang Magpies have had the last few years, and I'm going to pick them by 2.
Ooh.
Is that exactly what your tip was going to be?
Wang by 1.
And
I agree. I think they'll, if they need to dig deep in the dying stage and it's tight, especially after seeing them last week, they did it really well.
And as soon as this crowd comes into it.
Look, I better go the other toss of the coin, so I'm going to go the Panthers by 2, but I think we are in for a cracking close game today, which should be good. Interestingly, if we look to next week, who do you think out of these two teams has the capacity to knock Cora off in that prelim final next week?
Oh, why do you keep asking these questions? Look, if Wang get through this week, it's going to show a lot of class, and I think that coming off a good win against the Lavington Panthers, that would really bring them through to be the best chance of knocking off the Roos.
Well, we have the umpire's whistle. They're getting ready to take this first centre pass. Will it be the Wangaratta Magpies to progress to next week's preliminary final, or will it be the Lavington Panthers? We will find out in just a moment. The players are just taking their places on the court, and the umpire is signalling that it is a Lavington Panthers centre pass to start. So it will be in the hands of experienced campaigner Ange DeMamiel. Panthers players are all on court, and the Wang Magpies first quarter action today is being brought to you by Cavalier Homes. The whistle has blown. Ange DeMamiel in centre gives off to Steph Clancy, unbalanced on the transverse line. A quick pass into Plunkett, but those hands of Dean, a great start from her over the ball, and she comes up with the goods from a replay ball. Off to Grady, to Leah Genvy, hands over pressure from Lloyd. Grady, that transition play that she's so well known for in goal defence, just wants to get this ball down to the Wang Magpies attack end. Shay Crimmon's ball at the top of the circle, gives off to Amy Byrne, off to sister in Izzy Byrne, and a nice little touch there from Grace Hay that she attacks. It's a throw-in right in the corner of this circle. Amy Byrne gives off to sister Izzy Byrne, and a firing ball there from Izzy Byrne back to Amy Byrne. She nets her first goal and the Magpies' first goal of this game.
And Wang take the centre pass. So Byrne off to Crimmins. She goes to Amy Byrne, but they aren't on the circle edge. Georgia Clark's out. It's gone back to Shay Crimmins, and she finds Georgia playing front. She swings it back out to Izzy. She's not within range, and Amy Byrne is left all alone under the post.
They're going to have to watch that. If they keep double teaming and leaving her alone, she's going to be very damaging.
Yeah, and she's quick too, so she can get in there very quickly. As we see Lavington take the centre pass, Steph Clancy with the ball on the line. Maddie Lloyd resets back to her, but a penalty called. Clancy finds Lloyd again at the top. Em Stewart's sitting out of the circle. She finds her way in, and Ange Manuel gives her the ball. She finds Maddie Plunkett over the back, and she's got it right under the post and puts Lavington on the scoreboard. So Lavington 1, trailing Wang 2 on the 777 automatic scoreboard.
And Izzy Byrne gives off to Shay Crimmins. A great drive then from Byrne. And what I like about Grace Hay when she's out is she really sticks that 3-foot distance, and well front-cutted by Amy Byrne. 3 goals 8-1 here in the favour of the Magpies with the Panthers centre pass to come. Lloyd coming out high in this middle transverse line, and an obstruction call from Crimmins given away. So the Panthers on the attack. Circle edge ball is Lloyd. Resets to Steph Clancy, and another contact call just off circle edge given away by Leah Genvy. The high ball goes into Plunkett. Grady has a good stab at it but can only get one hand in the contact call. So Maddie Plunkett with the penalty pass or shot, and the shot is good. The Magpies leading 3-2 here in this elimination semi-final.
And Izzy Byrne finds Shay Crimmins with a great drive off the line. She resets to Hannah Grady and double plays it. And a brilliant pass. She threads the needle to Amy Byrne in under the post. She scores a great goal. So Wang go out to 4, leading Lavington 2, as Ange Manuel takes the centre pass for Lavington.
And already you can hear the crowd here at Martin Park. It's lovely to hear lots of Wang voices, and a long shot from Maddie Plunkett. It reefs out, and great rebound from Katie Dean. They're happy to just play it around in that defensive third, the Magpies, and now they've transitioned into that centre third. Grady gives off to Shay Crimmins, centering ball from her to Genvy on the transverse line. They're in attack now. Byrne to Byrne. Georgia Clark with the hold, and Sarah Meredith doing as much as she can in goalkeeper to get those feet around and not give away the contact call. The contact call instead's on the top of the circle. Ball from Byrne to Byrne. Both shooters really working the arch of the circle. Get that space in front, and Amy Byrne with the penalty pass or shot opts to pass to Shooter and Clark. Her first goal, and her first goal is good. So the Magpies with an early lead here, 5-2 on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
And Wang with the ball. Steph Clancy out of play. Shay Crimmins not quite on circle edge. She finds the circle edge with the second pass into Amy Byrne, who's playing a beautiful front position. The ball pops out, but Georgia Clark with those long arms rebounds it and puts it in for Wangaratta. So they move out to 6 goals as Angela Manuel takes the centre pass for Lavington. Emily Schutt was off the line, but they opted to go to Clancy out wide. Lloyd has it in the pocket, but has no one. So she goes back to the line to Clancy, and a penalty pass there. They're close to circle edge, and M. Stewart's drawn a contact call on Izzy Burns, so Lavington will have the penalty outside the circle.
And M. Brown for Insight Injury Clinic. How are you finding this defensive matchup in this duo of Dean and Grady against the likes of Plunkett and Stewart so far?
I think they're doing really well. They're swapping really well and taking away Maddie's space in front of her, pushing her to baseline. But I'm finding that the second phase, so from centre pass to second phase, they're really struggling to get across this transverse line and having to use the transverse line a lot. So Lavington are going to have to sharpen up with there and hit circle edge and feed the ball really well, because they're going to start picking these off soon.
Yeah, and Leah Genvy will play a big role in that. She's such a good matchup on Maddie Lloyd. She's great on the body, and she's so fast. And I think if she starts forcing Maddie sideways, that's when they're going to be in trouble, because Hannah Grady would love to come through for those.
And Lavington Panthers on the attack due to a great defensive effort from Steph Clancy, interrupting the second phase play of the Magpies. Stewart cross-court ball from Maddie Lloyd coming around the arc of the circle for her second goal. So the Magpies a slight lead here, 6-4 on the 777 automotive scoreboard. We've played about 5 minutes on the Jacob Toyota used cars time clock, and Maddie Lloyd a great high ball into Plunkett, into that back space, and gave her plenty of room
and a
to
better
move into that
phase
ball.
drive. She hit the circle edge. I think the longer she's off that circle edge, the harder it's going to be. As Grace Hay takes a beautiful intercept for Lavington. Clancy finds Lloyd. Again, they have to reset. This is where the pressure from Wang's coming, is on the line. Hands over everything. M. Stewart's up on the transverse. She finds D'Emanuel, but again, high off the circle, and they have to work it in. So Stewart has the ball at the top, and the little quick pass over to Maddie Plunkett into space finds her under the post. So Lavington put another one on the board, and they've gone equal with Wangaratta. 6 goals apiece here at 777 automotive scoreboard.
And the Lavington Panthers centre pass to come. Ange D'Emanuel takes the centre pass. Shay Crimmins doing her best to make sure the pass doesn't go back to Clancy, but it does in an obstruction call instead. So the Magpies, can they keep the Panthers scoreless in this attacking play? The Panthers are helped here with an obstruction call on the circle edge. Maddie Lloyd just finding out where the penalty needs to be set. Passes into Stewart, and a quick turn and goal from her. So for the first time in this game, the Lavington Panthers have the lead 7-6. Shay Crimmins taking the centre pass, giving off to Byrne, reset to Leah Genvy, and the hands over pressure from Panthers has increased in the last couple of minutes. Georgia Clark, a lot of space there. They confused the defenders and the feed was great, and the front ball has opened up there. Byrne moving Grace Hay out of the way and giving Georgia Clark all the space on that baseline.
As Clancy has it on the line for Lavington, they try and go forward again on the transverse to Manuel with the ball, but off the circle. Plunkett comes out for the ball. They have to work it in again. So M. Stewart too far out to shoot. She tries to go over, but the hands of Katie Dean get in the way, and Wangaratta now have the opportunity to turn the ball back as Leah Genvy gives off to Izzy Byrne, and they want to run it. Hannah Grady finds Shay Crimmins, and all of a sudden they're in their attacking third. Crimmins to Byrne, and they've got to find circle edge. Izzy Byrne with the ball, and Amy Byrne in the front position tries to go over to Georgia Clark. The ball's popped out, but she rebounds it and puts a shot up. So Wangaratta turn one back and go to 8-7.
And the defensive pressure there of the Panthers, Maddie Lloyd coming up to flood the line, give an extra defender and get the person in the row. But Ange DeManuel out of play for obstruction. Izzy Byrne in the Magpies attacking third. Crimmins to Amy Byrne. High ball into Clark. Not quite enough on it, just on the wrong angle. So Sarah Meredith with the defensive throw in here for the Panthers. Gives off to Clancy. Hay driving through, and a contact call from Shay Crimmins. Leaves Meredith with the penalty pass again. Off to Hay. She's looking for someone, and Clancy's on her own. Gives off to Stewart. They've transitioned really nicely. 3 passes into their attacking third, and a great feed from Maddie Lloyd over the hands of the defenders into Maddie Plunkett. Scores here are 8 goals apiece to the Lavington Panthers and the Wangaratta Magpies. A reset ball from Lloyd is fumbled, and it's back in the hands of Lloyd to Stewart. Circle edges, Maddie Lloyd, Leah Genvy really working the body of Maddie Lloyd, and the feed a little bit too much, a little bit too late on the pass, or a bit too early movement from Plunkett, so the timing just slightly out there. Amy Byrne gives off to sister Izzy Byrne in the centre, and Hannah Grady providing that support on the line. Good work from Amy Byrne just to front cut Grace Hay there and find the space at the top of the circle. Short shot from Amy Byrne. And the rebound tapped out by Sarah Meredith, but found by Steph Clancy. So again, the Panthers are on the attack.
Steph Clancy has on the line. She finds Ange Manuel in the transfers. She finds Lloyd. M. Stewart comes out. She has it just inside the circle, and a quick 1-2 to Ange Manuel gives her the shot at goal. It falls out, and Katie Dean, beautiful rebounding position. She just turns and blocks so well and is in a great position to get that ball as she finds Grady. Now Izzy Byrne with this, the ball finds Leah Genevieve out wide, and the penalties called on Clancy, so Crimmins left alone. She finds Amy Byrne, but she has to go back to the transverse, but again, Shay Crimmins at the top of the circle.
Oh, and a 3D lanes highlight of the day from Grace Hay there, coming through to tip the ball with one hand. It bounced off the post, and she was able to gather the rebound with 2 hands nice and strong. But Ange DeManuel having to work the defensive pressure of the Magpies, forcing them to go back, but a foot over the line by Georgia Clark gives the Panthers the ball in their centre third. Maddie Lloyd looks to Emily Stewart. She's on the attacking transverse line, double plays with DeManuel back to Stewart, using her body well to keep the hands of Katie Dean at bay, and a quick turn and goal from Emily Stewart there is good. So the Panthers now with the 1 goal advantage, 9 goals plays, 8 on the 777 automotive scoreboard.
And I'd like to see, as Wang try and move it forward, maybe Georgia Clark start to come out for a couple, provide an option, and see if she can draw Sarah Meredith out, because I think Amy Byrne on the drive back in is probably going to be too quick for Grace Hay. As Amy Byrne takes it in the circle, she's looking to try and get it over to Georgia Clark, and she does manage to draw the penalty with the pass. So Georgia Clark with a shot, she'll step around and put it in. So Wang go to 9 goals. It's even Stevens here on the 777 automotive scoreboard as Maddie Lloyd with a great drive off the line finds Clancy back to DeManuel, and they're stuck here for options. Clancy finds Lloyd off the circle, but Angie's on top. She gives it to Maddie Plunkett, who tries to swing it out, but Maddie Lloyd was just a bit deep in the pocket, and Leah Genevieve came across an offside call made. So Emily Stewart, quick refeed to Maddie Lloyd, and is able then to get a quick one over to Maddie Plunkett, who has a shot and misses. But unfortunately for the Wangaratta, they couldn't rebound that one. They flicked it out, and it went to Lavington. And Em Stewart will have a shot. And it just falls in.
You heard a few of the crowd there taking it in their breath. So the Panthers with the 1 goal advantage still 10 goals to 9 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard. About 3 minutes to play here in this first quarter. Emily Brown for Insight Injury Clinic. What's been your key matchup so far in this first quarter?
I think it's Leah and Maddie in the wing attack, wing defence. Leah's doing a fantastic job of shutting down Maddie's second phase and pulling her off the circle. And then just the cover that she's having, pushing her up and making her feed off the circle to Maddie. It's going to allow Hannah to have a crack at it, just like that.
Beautiful.
And that was nearly a 3D lane highlight of the day. It's just taking a one-hand intercept there and falling out of court. And you can see Katie Dean and Hannah Grady here. They're just trying to hedge the space. They've got that height difference with Maddie Plunkett, so they've got to be on their toes the whole time. The ball is coming in for an offensive penalty. So Ange DeManuel in deep in the pocket, gives the ball off to Stewart, and there's not enough on the pass into Plunkett. So the Magpies on the attack here. Genvy gives off to Byrne. Crimmins with the ball to Genvy. She's calling the troops forward and opts for the reset to Grady. Steph Clancy wide away from home there, attempting to take that ball, and Izzy Byrne flirting with the baseline but managing to gain possession. Amy Byrne with the shot. It's a long one and she can't net it, and Sarah Meredith with a great two-handed rebound for the Panthers. So the Panthers now looking to attack from their defensive end, transition 2 balls, and they are at their attacking transverse line. Emily Stewart gives off to Maddie Lloyd, and a better drive from her front-cutting Leah Genvy off the pass, and the pass into Plunkett. Pinpoint and a shot from her. So Panthers still 1 goal advantage, 11 goals placed, 10 here on the 777 automotive scoreboard. Magpies, how Hannah Grady ended up with that ball, I'm not sure. Great defensive effort from Lloyd. Byrne to Crimmins at the top of the circle. Georgia Clark waving for that ball, and Sarah Meredith just saw Clark standing a little bit too still and worked her feet.
And just took too long to get that ball in. It needed to go in the first second, so...
And I think that's probably the Magpies, when they release the ball so quickly, they're so damaging. They've kind of reverted back to that taking a little bit too long in the last few plays in their attacking end.
And that's a credit to Lavington. They're building that pressure, making them hesitate, so changing the way they're playing.
Yeah, and when Georgia doesn't get that first one, I think to take the extra step, get out of there and then try and come back in, draw Sarah out of that. As Georgia Clark has to chase the ball. She's well out of the circle. She finds Izzy Byrne on top, and Amy Byrne gets to a nice front position. Izzy Byrne's fumbling the ball, but she's got it back. She finds Crimmins, and Shay Crimmins with an absolute pinpoint pass over the back finds Georgia Clark on the baseline. A beautiful pass as Wango to 11 goals. It's level here, 11 apiece. As Maddie Lloyd, a much better second phase, straight off the line, quick release to Em Stewart, and it's straight into
held ball, and you could see the desperation in Maddie Plunkett's face then, and I wish probably that she had just put that goal up well within range for her. Byrne gives off to Crimmins, and well done to the Magpies. They've stopped the run of a goal there. So as we head into quarter time, scores are 11 goals apiece. They are level. Panthers playing the Magpies here at Martin Park. We will be back after the break for the second quarter action of this sudden death semi-final.
O&M. How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a seafood basket, served with chips, salad and tartare sauce from just $18. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SS&A.
GoTafe is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTafe is the place for you.
GoTafe is leading,
inspiring,
hands-on,
flexible, fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury-Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of news, talk, sport and music.
We're community focused, passionate about our region and what makes it great.
We bring you the very latest news that matters, from breaking stories in your backyard to headlines and hot topics from around the country and around the world.
And on weekends, we live and breathe local sport and bring you exclusive live coverage.
1494 2AY. We're your local.
Back to O&M Live Netball, broadcasting to you the sudden death semi-final between the Lavington Panthers and the Wangaratta Magpies. We've had a centre pass, but the ball hasn't. We've had one shot on goal by the Panthers and a rebound from the Magpies. Katie Dean in goalkeeper. Change has been made in the circle with her. Liv Richards coming into goal defence and Hannah Grady being swung out to wing defence with Leah Genvy taking the wing attack bib, and she's got the ball on the circle edge. High ball into Georgia Clark for her first goal and miss of this second quarter. Georgia Clark with the pass and Amy Byrne holding so strong under the post there. Her first goal of this second quarter. Wang with the 1-goal lead, 12 goals, 11 on the Cavalier home scoreboard.
As Maddie Plunkett goes over the back to Em Stewart, she's going to take the shot. For Lavington, bounces out and she tries to chase her own ball, but it's a tussle under there, and I'm not sure. Sean's called a Wangaratta ball as Katie Dean gives off to Liv Richards. She goes to Hannah Grady. She's a bit stuck, but she's going to launch it. Big outlet pass to Liv Richards, and Em Stewart manages to get a hand to it and knock it out. So it'll be a Wang throw in right on the transverse line, on the line just in front of us is Liv Richards. She's looking for a sneaky under Leah Genvy, and she calls the contact on Steph Clancy. She finds Amy Byrne, and it's a quick 1-2 straight into Amy.
And the speed of Leah Genvy hitting that circle edge will be really interesting. Georgia Clark with the shot here under the post, and it is good for her first goal of this second quarter. Wang, 2-goal advantage, 13 plays 11 on the Cavalier home scoreboard. Izzy Byrne hitting the circle edge without much defensive pressure there. She was just able to really drive and hit circle edge, but Grace Hay well read the ball going across the circle and her long reach coming through, but a mistake from the Panthers, untouched through the centre third, leaves Grady giving the transitional ball to Genvy. Byrne to Byrne. Clark, double defence there from the Panthers, and Izzy Byrne taking a great pass. Clark being left home alone with all the space, and a beautiful long bomb from her. So already a couple of minutes played here in this second quarter, and Magpies are out to a 3-goal lead, 14 plays 11 on the Cavalier home scoreboard.
As Lloyd releases the ball to Maddie Plunkett, she's right under the post and she puts it away for Lavington. So they'll go to 12 goals, trailing Wangaratta 14. As Izzy Byrne takes a centre pass to Wang, she finds Genvy off the line. She's confident to launch it to Byrne in the pocket. She has to reset just as she gets her balance, but finds the ball again on circle edge. And there's a penalty drawn, so she has the ball at the top of the circle. Amy Byrne's sisters present straight in front and puts the ball up for Wang. So you can see those defenders are just giving her far too much space in front. and paying a lot of attention to Georgia Clark as Lavy take the ball and try and get it over this transverse line and break forward.
See that defensive pressure of the Magpies, similar to how they started the first quarter, just really interrupting the timing of the Panthers. And Liv Richards, we hear the expression from Emily Brown, just a second late there for the intercept. So Stewart with the penalty pass or shot, opts to pass to Plunkett, and directly under the post. She doesn't often miss from there. So 2-goal advantage to the Magpies. 15 plays 13 here on the Cavalier home scoreboard. Byrne gives off to Genvie, centering ball down to Amy Byrne, coming on a nice hard drive out of the circle. Genvie, she won't want to feed from there. She's too far away from circle edge, but the combination between the two Byrne sisters is going really well so far today. And the pass to Georgia Clark is good, well within range for her. And again, they're out to 3. 16 plays 13 here on the Cavalier home scoreboard. Steph Clancy gives off to Lloyd, to Plunkett, to Stewart, trying to find that triangle, but it's interrupted. And Lloyd finds the connection to Plunkett.
They willed it
in. The goal just was willed in by the crowd here today. Emily Brown on special comments for Insight Injury Clinic. How have you seen these first couple of minutes of the second quarter?
I think it's really the intensity is still there. It's picking up really quickly. They're starting to give the attention to goal attack for Wang. I'm having the mental blank at the moment. Oh my God.
One of the Burns.
One of the Burns. They're starting to give her the attention that's needed. And I think if they tighten up that defence in there, they're going to give their attackers, Lavington attackers, a lot more opportunity, just like now.
And we talk about tightening up defence, and both Grace Hay and Steph Clancy were left undefended to transition. The defensive ball,
Izzy
but
Byrne,
a 3D lane highlight of the day. A great take from Izzy Byrne, really flirting with the centimetre precision. But Grace Hay for the Panthers replicates at the other end. Lovely to see that contested two-hand take on an intercept. And the Panthers now in the attack. Lloyd to Plunkett at the top of the circle. M. Stewart presenting, opts for the reset ball to DeMamiel. Gives the ball up to Plunkett. Richards tries her best to get it.
Smart.
And smart play from Izzy Byrne just to tap off to someone that was a little bit more balanced than she was. Genvie gives off to Byrne. Centre channel from the Magpies. Genvie still off that circle edge and being kept off circle edge by wing defence in Steph Clancy, but a mistake from the Magpies deep in the pocket of the far sideline gives experienced campaigner Meredith the ball, gives off to Hay for the Panthers. DeMamiel onto Lloyd, coming straight in that centre channel. Again, a contested possession, and Liv Richards, she comes up with the pass. This time Emily Stewart out of play for a contact call. Richards to Genvie. Genvie's asking the attackers to come to her. Byrne flicks back to Richards on the line to Grady, and a great reset from then puts Genvie in front of Clancy for the pass into Clark in the space. And she's on the move now, but just a little fumble. So a little bit of a game of tennis in this last probably 35 to a minute that's been played. And Plunkett now on the baseline, about a metre from the post, puts it up and it falls through. So probably disappointing for the Magpies that they didn't close that passage of play off with a goal.
You'd love to just watch Georgia turn around and shoot them.
And we know that she can. Maddie Lloyd here on the attack to Plunkett in the top of the circle. Panthers on the attack, and clever play there from Plunkett just to drop in on the baseline. But the goal doesn't quite drop in. She does take the rebound, has another go, and it is too long. So Katie Deaning, goalkeeper for the Magpies, with the throw in here. Grady coming through. And the hands of Plunkett getting in the way. So a turnover goes in the way of the Panthers. Stewart now well within range, steps through and takes a goal. So we are back to level. 16 goals apiece here on the Cavalier home scoreboard.
And a stepping call made on Izzy Byrne as Wang try and get over their transverse and can't do it. So Lavington will get the opportunity to turn one back here. Lloyd with the ball. Looks to go long to Plunkett and was never on from the transverse, and it's out the back. So Wang have an opportunity to get it back as Richards has the ball in the goal circle. She finds Hannah Grady on the run. She's frustrated with the tip to it, but they'll get a penalty pass. Grady again right in the middle of the court with the ball. She finds Genvie. Wang looking to give and go. They're really wanting someone to come at them, and they're just getting held up. Genvie again with the ball on the circle. And opts to go over to Clark and finds her. She'll take the shot. Beautiful goal finished off by her. So Wang go to 17 as Lavy sit on 16 on the Cavalier home scoreboard. Lavington Centre.
And I feel like Magpies for that first 5 minutes, the momentum really shifted in them. The next couple of minutes, it was very, very even. And probably in that passage, Lavington nearly had the momentum back in their way. And they do so again at the hands of Plunkett. Her 11th goal for this game. It takes the scores back to level 17 goals apiece here on the Cavalier home scoreboard. Leah Genvy in wing attack for the Magpies gives the ball off. Byrne, again, just hesitating. There's players calling for that ball and just that second of doubt. Credit to the Panthers being put into the mind of the Magpies, but that's better connection there between the Burns sisters, better release, and the obstruction call going in the way of the Magpies. Grace Hay with her hands over pressure, but it won't get in the way of Georgia Clark. Another nice goal from her. They take the lead 18 goals to 17 here on the 777 second quarter action thanks to 777 Automotive.
As Panthers have the ball on the transverse, the umpire calls play taken. Emily Stewart with the ball inside the circle, tries to go out to Angela Manuel, but she's behind her defender, and it's an offside call. So Izzy Byrne gets a hand to
those big feet of Byrne. She's been offside twice in the last two plays, and she was so disappointed because she'd done all the hard work to get around the player there. Em Stewart netting that goal for the Panthers. So we are back to level 18 goals apiece here in the last few minutes of this second quarter action in this Southern Death semi-final. Georgia Clark, she comes out of the circle. We mentioned if she can get moving. Great ball into Amy Byrne, a little bit too much on it, and great work from Grace Hay to just run with Byrne there. And the Magpies coming up with the goods of the ball. They'll get the opportunity with an offside call. Amy Byrne will take the pass in the corner of the circle, opts to go cross circle to Izzy Byrne, and a great use of the arch of the circle by Amy Byrne there to cut in front of Sarah Meredith. Gives the pass over to Clark, and another really nice goal from her. So again, the Wang Magpies out by 119, plays 18 here on the Cavalier home scoreboard. Clancy gives off to Lloyd to Plunkett at the top of the circle. A little bit of misconnection from Stewart. And well done to the Magpies. They didn't wait for the whistle then. There was no whistle call, and they picked up the scraps of the ball, whereas the Panthers were left standing still. And the Magpies have transitioned. A great contest there from Sarah Meredith. 2 hands and a no whistle from the umpire, which is what we like to see. And the ball continues to stay in play. There's an obstruction call on court.
Offside, I think she's
offside,
called.
sorry.
Yeah.
Leah Genvy gives off to Amy Byrne, and a strong pass from her out to the outstretched arms of Clark, and they need to continue to do that. And Genvy standing still, and the umpire has called time. Steph Clancy working well to go backwards then, and a contact call from Genvy. I think she's a little bit confused as to where the contact came from, but the Panthers now in the attack. Can they make the most of it here in this second quarter? Ange DeMamiel gives off to Lloyd, and Izzy Byrne, that fading defence into the backspace. She just can't quite get 2 hands control on it. Lloyd gives off to Plunkett, and Byrne doing the hard work again, but another offside call. She's just really trying to hustle
Her work
and
around the
circle edge.
circle is outstanding.
And I
She's
think
really putting doubt, I think.
100%. And I think it's underestimated how much damage you can actually do as a defender outside of that circle.
And we know how much damage you can do outside of that circle, Em Brown.
Absolutely.
Liv Richards here with the penalty for the Magpies. Gives off to Grady. Genvy gives off to Byrne, and a quick move from her. And they double play in and out. Amy Byrne netting her 9th goal of this game. Wang bring up the 20 goals, plays 19 here.
Dangerous play going to Steph Clancy with Leah Genvy on the inside, but Clancy gets the penalty pass. She finds Lloyd in their goal third. Emily Stewart's out of the circle again, looking for someone. That she goes back to Lloyd. They're a long way off circle edge.
Good box defence happening.
Magpies with that box defence and really trying to pick off a ball in air with that height mismatch, but a great pass there from Maddie Lloyd into Plunkett. Again on that baseline, making good of the goals. The score here can't be separated. 20 goals apiece in this second quarter of this sudden death semi-final. Genvy with the penalty in the attacking third. Gives off to Amy Byrne. Falling over. Ball to Izzy Byrne deep in the pocket of the circle, and opts for the ball 2-on-1 against Georgia Clark, but she comes up with the ball and puts through the penalty shot, so it brings up 21 goals for the Wang Magpies, 20 goals to the Lavington Panthers. Maddie Lloyd coming through with the centre pass and a breaking call on the transverse line. Ange DeMamiel with the ball.
Just fixes that timing up.
Yeah, she's only a fraction off getting it as Stewart gets the ball over to Plunkett, who's under the post, and she puts Lavington on the board. They go to 21. It's even as Izzy Burns finds sister Amy off the line. She gets it off to Genvi. They're having to go between each other before Georgia Clark comes through the top. She has to swing out to Leah Genvi. She looks front, and Georgia Clark pops through the top nicely. She's going to take the shot, but it looks like it's going to bounce out. Amy Byrne does everything in her power to flick that back in and can't, and the umpire's called a Lavington throw-in. So Meredith finds Hay, she finds Clancy, and Wang are all over this now as Clancy gets it back again. Lloyd does a replay back to the line. Still sitting on the transverse line, trying to get someone coming through, and eventually Stewart has the ball inside the circle. She double plays it to Ange DeMamiel just to get a little bit closer, takes a shot and scores for Lavington.
So for the first time in this second quarter, the Lavington Panthers have the 1 goal advantage. 22 plays 21 on the Cavalier home scoreboard. Not too long left here on the Jacob Toyota used cars time clock. Ange DeMamiel with the big feed to Plunkett, and it goes straight over the baseline. So the Magpies now look to reply. Dean gives off to Grady. Richards, she's having trouble getting out of this defensive third to reset the ball. Takes the ball on the edge, but clever work from Genvi just to really get into position for that ball. Byrne coming through as the hooter sounds for halftime. The Panthers with the 1 goal lead, 22 plays 21. We will be back after the break for another cracking second half here in this sudden death semi-final. Keep tuning into O&M Live Netball, because on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a seafood basket served with chips, salad and tartare sauce from just $18. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SS&A.
GoTafe is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTafe is the place for you.
GoTafe is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury-Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of news, talk, sport, and music.
We're community focused, passionate about our region and what makes it great.
We bring you the very latest news that matters, from breaking stories in your backyard to headlines and hot topics from around the country and around the world.
And on weekends, we live and breathe local sport and bring you exclusive live coverage.
1494 2AY. We're your local.
Netball, thanks to McRae Motors. We are at Martin Park in Wodonga. I'm Ree Dolahenty. Joining me in commentary today, Tamara Matthews, and for Insight Injury Clinic on special comments is Emily Brown. Halftime sees a 1-goal advantage to the Lavington Panthers, 1 goal ahead of the Wangaratta Magpies, and the first half, nothing can really split each team.
No, and they've both had periods where they've sort of got a bit of a run on, and then the other team's been able to sort of come back and score a couple of quick goals, but neither team really able to break it open. The start of both quarters, Wang have. They've kind of got out to a 3-goal lead, but Lavington have been able to get it back. So there's just going to be nothing in this, I don't think, for the rest of the game.
And it'll be interesting if either team make any changes. It doesn't look like it at this stage, which I think is a credit. We were speaking off air that maybe the coaches might let the teams just grind this out and see what happens. So
I think we can see Wang have brought Shea Crimmins back into wing attack. And
yeah, so maybe just a little rest for Leah Genvy. Shea Crimmins did a great job in that first quarter, so maybe get the legs back again, but no changes that we can see from the Panthers. So the players are taking the court here. Our third quarter is thanks to Martin's Travel Group, Albury, and Izzy Burns from the Magpies with the centre pass. Umpires are just checking, and the whistle has gone. Third quarter action is on. Grady gives off to Crimmins. Grady for the Magpies again to Crimmins again. They can't quite break that transverse line, and they are in attack now. Burn to Crimmins. Great defence there from Ange DeMamiel, giving away the contact call though, and Crimmins using the edge of the circle. Great bounce pass into Byrne. Range was well within for her, and a great settling shot for Byrne to start this third quarter.
As Lavington find Emily Stewart off the line for the centre pass, she goes across court to Steph Clancy, who finds Lloyd. She has to go back to Clancy in the line before DeManuel comes through. She gets the ball to Plunkett. She has to go to Emily Stewart. It's too far out. She swings it to Maddie Lloyd, and they're able to work it into Maddie Plunkett under the post. Her shot misses. The ball's tapped up, but Em Stewart comes through with the rebound and is able to put the goal in. So Lavington go to 23, Wangaratta 22. Here on the Martin's Travel Group scoreboard as Wangaratta take it into attack. Amy Byrne with the ball. She goes to Izzy, who draws a penalty. Quick ball back to Amy Byrne, who's going to take the shot. That unusual one-handed shot that she has, and she puts the ball in.
And the Panthers then, they both defenders went to Georgia Clark and left Amy Byrne absolutely home alone, and they won't want to do that too much. Izzy Byrne doing the hard work to really keep Ange DeMamiel off the circle edge in that centre pass, but it doesn't matter. The bullet pass goes into Plunkett. She misses but gets her own rebound and nets her first goal of this third quarter. So the Panthers now with the 1-goal advantage, 24 plays 23 here on the Martin's Travel Group Albury scoreboard. Long bomb from Shea Crimmins just doesn't have enough over the hands of Meredith, and they can't afford to feed those off the circle edge because Meredith can be damaging with her elevation. Georgia Clark, little ball down to Byrne, and Meredith has hit the deck. We can hear the crowd edging her to get back up, and Byrne with the shot, it reefs out, and Meredith now with the rebound. So Clancy with the ball for the Panthers, but great defence from Clark.
And Meredith stumbling again. Poor Sis. She's all over the place.
Goal shooter, goalkeeper, there's no love lost there at all. An obstruction call from Clancy gives Shea Crimmins a clear pass into her shooters, gives off to Byrne, and Clark standing up tall, wanting the ball, but too much on it. And Grace Hay, great positioning from her to go up straight to not get the contact call. Maddie Lloyd, a great drive from her, cutting that middle channel, coming through, gives off to DeMamiel, sideways pass from them to Stewart. Over the top of Plunkett, but Liv Richards, credit to her, she just confused the space where that ball needed to go, and the Magpies now look to attack in the hands of Grady with the throw-in from Dean. Izzy Byrne now with the ball. Great long ball to Grady.
They're the ones that Hannah loves.
And everyone else has their tongue in their mouth, hoping that they come off. Georgia Clark turns, shoots, and it just can't quite fall. Sarah Meredith with a lovely two-handed rebound again. Grace Hay coming through. Defensive pressure of Magpies again, and Georgia Clark, she's just wearing Meredith like a glove in that defensive outlet ball and just making it hard for the Panthers to really get over that transverse line.
As Shay Crimmins has to go off the line to Richards, she finds Izzy Byrne. They're on the circle edge. Front position is Amy Byrne. The little feed goes into her, and then she goes to try and get the ball over to Georgia Clark, but again, mistimes it, and Lavington have the chance to run away with it. As Lloyd now has it in their goal third, she finds Stewart coming out in the pocket, and the umpire's called a contact off the circle edge on Hannah Grady, so Lloyd will take the ball. She's not on circle edge, but she manages to get the ball over to Maddie Plunkett, who's under the post, and she puts the ball in for a goal. So Lavington moved to 25, Wang on 23 on the Martins Travel Group scoreboard.
And Ange DeMamia with the centre pass for the Panthers. That last transition from defence to attack was probably one of their slickest of this game to date. Em Stewart coming out of the circle again, but Dean has now picked her up, leaves the one-on-one with Richards, and a long bomb from Stewart. It is good. So the Panthers now out to 2 goals, 3-goal advantage, 26 to 23 on the Martins Travel Group Albury. Sorry, our scoreboard not quite right here. And Byrne, a long shot from her. She sinks it back within 26 plays 24 here on the Martins Travel Group Albury. We've played nearly 5 minutes already here in this third quarter, thanks to Martins Travel Group and Jacob Toyota Used Cars Time Clock. Maddie Lloyd with the ball, high ball to Plunkett, falling out, and a contact call given, so Plunkett will have a shot and make good. Panthers out to 3, 27 plays 24 here. Izzy Byrne with the centre pass, and a breaking call on the line. Liv Richards of the Magpies with the ball, a contact call now. Crimmins in wing attack with the penalty. Byrne, clever play from her there just to stop and get the defender to go around the body. Byrne opting to go over to Crimmins and then supports her as she was falling out of court. A long-range shot from her, and Meredith again under those rebounds. Panthers just with the upper hand on the defensive rebounds on those shots at this point in time.
Yeah, look, if it doesn't go in, they're rebounding so strongly, and Wang really can't afford to miss too many from that respect. As Lloyd has the ball, she can't find anyone, goes to reset, and Amy Byrne comes up with the ball off Grace Hay. So Magpies take it forward. Izzy Byrne has it close to the transverse in the Wang attacking third. She has to reset on the line to Liv Richards, who maintains her balance and gives it back. A little 1-2 between Crimmins and Byrne. And the umpire has called a contact, I think, inside the circle.
That was better release from Byrne on that ball into Georgia Clark, and I'd love to see Georgia Clark nearly set up for that drop and then just at the last second turn and take the ball in front as Georgia Clark lines up for a goal, and the goal is good. Her first goal of this third quarter. Wang coming 1 goal back, 27 plays 25 here in this third quarter. No teams are leaving anything on this court. And Liv Richards, she tried so hard to get around that ball on the baseline to Plunkett, but Plunkett just reefs it in so strong, and a goal from her. Panthers back out to 3, 28 plays 25 here on the Martins Travel Group Albury scoreboard. Byrne to Georgia Clark. Meredith getting one hand to it, but not two. And Georgia Clark cleverly waiting from the jump there of Meredith. That gives the obstruction and a clear vision for her goal.
Good defensive pressure by Lavington. Wang really had to panic and just throw a couple of those balls in the air and hope for the best there. So Lavington have it again. It's in their goal third, and Maddie Plunkett scores a quick goal for them. So they just maintain that 3-goal lead. 29 plays 26 as Wang take the centre. Shay Crimmins with the ball. Georgia Clark coming out into that pocket. Izzy Byrne now has the ball close to the circle edge, but not quite close enough to feed, so they're happy to work it round again. Clancy tries to get a hand to it, but gives away the penalty. And Izzy Byrne will take the ball for the Magpies, circle edge, round the side. She can't give it off, so she has to swing it over the top to Shay Crimmins, and again, they look to go over, and it's just too much pressure from the Lavington defenders, and Lavington will get the throw in.
M. Brown for Insight Injury Clinic. What would you be asking your attackers if you were the Magpies just to try and bring this deficit up?
At the moment, they're just they're trying the same thing over and over again. They're trying to force this ball in. I'd love to see them throw in some fakes, try and move Sarah Meredith's head and get her a little bit off balance, because at the moment she knows exactly what's going on, where the ball is, and they've lost their speed of ball movement too, which just takes that advantage away. But their angles are still good, but a few fakes, and I think they would find the ball going in a lot easier.
Better from the Magpies there, getting the centering ball, and credit to Amy Byrne that the Magpies are in attack. Beautiful intercept in the defensive side of their centre third. Put them on the attack, and Clark makes good for her 15th goal of this game. Wang back within two. 29 plays 27 here on the Martins Travel Group Albury scoreboard. High ball into Plunkett, opts for the pass out to Lloyd, and Lloyd uses the reset on the line, but Shea Crimmins will be offside trying to get a tup on that ball. The umpire's called time and just giving a little caution there that the offside is happening a little bit. So just to clean that up, Demamiel gets us back underway here. Stewart, long bomb from her, but it's a pass over to Plunkett, and a goal from Maddie Plunkett, in goal shooter for the Panthers. So Lavington out by 3, 30 plays 27, and a drop ball right into that pocket there, and a push first brings Grace Hay out of play outside the circle. Izzy Byrne gives off to sister Amy Byrne, opts for the pass to Clark, puts the shot up and nets it. Panthers out by 2, 30 plays 28. Maddie Lloyd coming out for the centre pass, gives off to Clancy, the reset ball to M. Stewart. Quick hands using the edge and double team on Plunkett by the work of Izzy Byrne on the centre. Stewart flies the ball out to Demamiel, and a double play from her, and a goal from Emily Stewart. Panthers back out by 3. Magpies looking to reply. We've got just over 5 minutes to play here on the Jacob Toyota Used Cars time clock, and it's the Panthers with the slight advantage. Well done by Shea Crimmins, and great work from Georgia Clark to keep Sarah Meredith right out of the way and leave Amy Byrne home alone.
And that's what we talked about earlier, creating some space for Amy to put that quick drive on, because she will beat Grace Hay back to the circle most times if she's got the space to drive into. But Georgia needs to do a bit more to keep Sarah busy, I think.
And it's up to the...
Well done to the Magpies. Sorry, Em.
Oh, no,
they really just hustled that ball and forced the turnover.
Oh, not enough on that. Amy Byrne tries a little one to Georgia, but there's no height on it. I think she tried to get it through hands. Lavington have knocked it out. So Amy Byrne with the throw-in on their baseline goal circle, and the umpires found a penalty outside the circle. Go to Shea Crimmins from the Wang Magpies. What are the shooters going to do here? They split. Amy Byrne goes top and takes the ball. She puts a shot up. She was off balance, but she had a shot and nets it. So Wang go to 30, Lavington 31, and it's a Wangaratta Magpie centre.
And a smile from Izzy Byrne. Well done by Shea Crimmins there. Oh, and a pinpoint pass. I don't know if Amy Byrne was really expecting that to come in as it did, but she was able to balance, and the contact call. And Georgia Clark has brought the Magpies back level. We have an even game here, 31 apiece on the Martins Travel Group Albury.
Well, I thought it was going to Georgia Clark. All of a sudden it went over the back to Amy Byrne. So good play there, as Lavington now take it into their goal third, and Maddie Plunkett just manages to hold on to it. She tries to give it off to Em Stewart. It's deflected, but Em gets it back, has a shot and misses, and Wang are all over it as Liv Richards tries to pull it in and is rolled, and the replay calls.
And the crowd here is willing that ball to go to Liv Richards. She's done all the hard work and just the timing on the ball coming out, but Maddie Plunkett, a goal for the Panthers. They are out by 1. 32 plays 31 here on the Martins Travel Group Albury scoreboard, and you can hear the crowd here starting to lift. Every ball is really loud. Benches are getting loud. Shea Crimmins says no to Izzy Byrne, move again, and she does, and they're off the circle, and there's an obstruction call. Will bring Byrne closer to circle edge. She's asking those circle shooters to come forward to the ball, giving them instructions. Byrne, short pass into Clark on the ground, and she makes good of the goal. So back to even. 32 goals apiece here on the Martins Travel Group Albury scoreboard. 2.5 minutes left here in this third quarter. And again, these two teams can't be split. Maddie Lloyd, great drive work there from her, keeping the front space in front of Grady just to keep hands off the ball. Liv Richards trying for that fading ball into Plunkett. And well done to her.
Oh, she's got the contact
She
call.
put a contact call on the shot, so Plunkett will have the option to go again, and she does. Panthers back out by 133, plays 32 here on the Martins Travel Group Albury scoreboard.
As Amy Byrne, she's forced to go right back to Hannah Grady in the centre third, but they're able to break it through again. A bullet pass from Izzy Byrne to Amy Byrne. Shay Crimmins with it. She resets to the line. And Izzy now has it. She's working her way to the circle. Amy Byrne pops forward. She swings it to Crimmins across the circle. And a great ball into Georgia Clark. And Amy Byrne drove out really deep, took the defender with her and allowed Georgia into that one-on-one position. As the umpire's called time, I think he's just checking to see whether there's blood.
Must have blood. Interesting there, Izzy Byrne and Shay Crimmins had a lot of space. Angela Mammy was kind of left standing still on circle edge, deciding where she was going to pick them up, and everyone's just looking for
there's blood somewhere. And just trying to find the source.
But Panthers centre pass to come, and Angela Mamiel gets us restarted. Ball to Nice in Stewart. Maddie Lloyd off to Stewart, deep in the pocket, and a ball across. And Katie Dean gets a hand in the way, but the post gets in the way for the Magpies to come good with the scrap. So Liv Richards holding strong, and an offside call goes in the way of the Magpies. Clever play from Richards. The call to steady this ball. Izzy Byrne working to that front space, stepping into the hands of DeMamiel, closing that gap. Shay Crimmins will take this penalty pass just off the circle edge. Byrne to Crimmins. Back to Byrne, using her feet really cleverly there to get Grace Hay out of the way. And a beautiful shot there from Amy Byrne. Wang, for the first time in this third quarter, have the 1-goal advantage. 34 plays 33 here on the Martins Travel Group's Albury scoreboard. There is not long here in this third quarter. Shay Crimmins doing the work. A great double dodge from her over two defenders. Ball over the top to Byrne. Back to Byrne, and Byrne again. Meredith with the jump, but Byrne netting another one. So Wangaratta out by 2, 35 plays 33 here in this sudden death third quarter, and a contact call. Amy Byrne doing all she can to slow the Panthers attack down as the siren goes for three-quarter time. What a quarter. Wangaratta with the slight advantage at three-quarter time. 35 plays 33. We'll be back after the break for this fourth and final quarter of this sudden death semi-final on O&M Live. Netball, you are listening, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a seafood basket served with chips, salad and tartare sauce from just $18. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SS&A.
GoTafe is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTafe is the place for you.
GoTafe is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest, Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Zero 0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of news, talk, sport, and music.
We're community focused, passionate about our region and what makes it great.
We bring you the very latest news that matters, from breaking stories in your backyard to headlines and hot topics from around the country and around the world.
And on weekends, we live and breathe local sport and bring you exclusive live coverage.
1494 2AY. We're your local.
Go to 44, Lavington trailing on 39 as they try and go forward again.
And Maddie Lloyd, a great drive from her, but Hannah Grady, she's really stepped up her defensive effort in this fourth quarter. High ball, nothing underneath it, so the Magpies will have the opportunity to work the ball from their defensive end to their attacking end. Katie Dean, high ball to Richards. Emily Stewart doing her best to interrupt it, but it'll be the Magpies throwing in the defensive third just in front of us. Ball to Grady, transitional play to Shay Crimmins, gives off to Grady again. And Crimmins to the top of the circle, gives off to Byrne. And back to Izzy Byrne.
So Georgia Clark with the ball under the post. She swings it out to Crimmins. She's looking for an option. Amy's trying to come forward, but Maggie Thompson does a great job of stopping that ball coming in. And the refeed, Angie Manuel with a nice intercept on the circle. They swing it out to Thompson and try and go forward. So Lloyd with the ball. Thompson looking for someone. She finds Lloyd on the transverse. They're forced back. Lavington just not able to find space as Plunkett's forced to come out of the circle. Stewart with a nice drive, gets depth, and takes the feed from DeManuel. She's going to take the long shot, misses.
Great follow.
Beautiful rebound, taps it to Plunkett, who can't put the ball in.
And another one. It's Richards, and the Magpies crowd here are on every single ball. And another change late in this fourth quarter. Maddie Plunkett calling time. Christina Gucci being brought onto the court from B grade. That was incredible by the Magpies to just will that ball and really just hustle to turn that ball over.
And I think Wang just have to play their game here. They've got the upper hand. Lavington have been forced to make changes, and Wang really need to take that as a sign that they're probably starting to get on top, but they need to finish off. 5 minutes to go here. They need to keep playing this quarter out. Amy Byrne, lovely little pop over the top to Georgia Clark, and she makes the shot. So I'm not sure that the shooting end was really where the issues were. I think they need to do something to stop these Wang attackers at the moment as Wang take the centre pass.
And Izzy Byrne, she just said, go, give me that ball in the pocket and I will get there.
And she has done that all day. She's found some great spaces. Georgia Clark puts the shots up, miss. Gracie Hay with a beautiful tap out at the rebound. Goes to Clancy and Lavington trying to take it. The ball nearly goes astray, but Thompson pulls it in. She gives it to DeManuel on the transverse, and M. Stewart's out of the circle, working hard.
And will they just opt to bomb it in with that height differential? And Christina Gucci comes up with the ball in that instant. So her first goal of this fourth quarter. Wang with the advantage, 5 goals, 45, plays 40 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard, and a penalty to the Panthers brings it close to the circle edge. Izzy Byrne coming through, but an obstruction call. And she's bringing the ball back to the top of the circle to Ange DeManuel. Doesn't want to give the high ball. Liv Richards trying her heart out. And Christina Gucci, another goal from the youngster in goal shooter. Lavi get another one back. 45 plays 41 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard, but a breaking call, crucial moment for a breaking call on the centre pass. Well, lucky that ball's being brought back. All of this just going,
And Wang need to keep their head in it and not get too caught up in what Lavington's doing here. As Amy Byrne takes the ball at the top of the circle, she's going to look to go over to Georgia Clark. Beautiful hold there, and she takes a shot and puts it in. So Wang stay in front. They sit on 46. Lavi trailing on 41 as M. Stewart breaks the line. Beautiful pass to Maddie Lloyd.
Great
she gets
leadership
it back
from Dean there.
And the bomb goes into Christina Gucci, who has drawn the penalty. Katie Dean has got a work cut out for her, and Liv Richards there as Lavington score, but it's a Wang centre, and they just need to hold their nerve and sink their centres here.
And Brown, if you were the defensive team, would you be going for that double team on Christine and just really work where the space is and then pick up Emily Stewart as she drives in, or would you just pay her the attention and just leave the one-on-one in there?
I reckon in the first quarter, Wang threw out a really good box. I would nearly be going out the box defence, defend the space and force that long ball in, and they might just underestimate how high you can jump, and you might just get that turnover you need. One more and you'll nearly put them to bed.
Yeah,
absolutely. And the Wang Magpies then scoring off the Lavington Panthers centre pass. There's a little bit of confusion here over where the next centre pass is going. No, it is the way of the Panthers. So Magpies with the advantage, 5 goals, lead here 47-42, and Katie Dean comes forward, and you can hear was all willing her to get around and up.
She's
But
so
credit
close.
to Christina Gucci. She's come on cool, calm, and collected a 4-goal lead to the Magpies. 47 plays 43 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. Fourth quarter action in this sudden death semi-final thanks to the Insight Injury Clinic, and the Magpies happy just to play the ball around. They've got that advantage and time is on their side. Izzy Byrne, great drive from her onto the circle edge. And Grace Hay unlucky. There's an obstruction call first before that beautiful intercept. So Georgia Clark with the penalty pass or shot about a metre out. And well done by Maggie Thompson, just getting a hand over the shot. Long transition ball here. Lloyd high in that attacking third. Stewart pops it off for Katie Dean. That is the timing, and that is exactly what Emily Brown said. If you can disrupt the timing, it is anyone but Dean. Clever. Christina Gucci, her arms getting a tip, but the Magpies coming through with the goods, and they are on the attack. Burn to Burn into the pocket, and there's a contact call first, so the Magpies will reset the ball on their transverse, a penalty. Emily Stewart out of play, gives off to Burn in the hands of Maggie Thompson again. Getting the turnover, Ange DeMamiel, Emily Stewart, Lloyd looks for the high ball, and Dean coming around in front again, but can't quite get there, and Aguchi with the goal. So we are back to a three-goal ball game. The score 47, plays 44, and Lloyd, she was off balance and had to give the ball, and Katie Dean, epic timing from her coming around the front.
And that is why you just cannot feed from that far out, and that's what Wang have done. They're forcing them to put those big balls and not enough on it, and giving Katie Dean every opportunity. As Georgia Clark has the ball for Wang, they're in their attacking third. Izzy Bird now has it on the circle. Georgia Clark pops forward, and she's drawn an obstruction call, so she gets to step in a little bit closer.
We are in the depths of this game. Less than 30 seconds here to play, and the Magpies taking one more goal there. 4-goal advantage. 48 plays 44 here. Izzy Byrne, she's had all the timing today. Probably one of the best games I've seen of her so far this season, as they aim to keep their finals hopes alive. And Georgia Clark will make that certain. 49 plays 44 here on the X-Ray Group scoreboard. Not long to go. Looking for that bomb pass in. Lloyd goes to give it. Richards gets up and underneath, but it's a contact call first. Christina Gucci, in-goal shooter, with the goal there, and it's a Magpies centre pass.
Time is about to go.
Timer, and you hear the crowd. The Wangaratta Magpies have taken this second semi-final, 49. Defeating the Lavington Panthers 45. The Magpies now have the opportunity to come up against the Cora, the Glenroos, in next week's preliminary final. Players are just shaking hands, and we will get our player of today.
And M. Brown, I just think we saw the experience of Wang come through there. They just were steady when they had to be steady. The patience that they showed in their attack end, because those Lavy defenders at one stage felt like they got on top of Wang.
Yes.
But Amy and Izzy Byrne, they were outstanding.
They really did, and they just stuck to their guns, and they worked out what worked and really pushed the Lavington defenders out of the game. Sarah Meredith going off, obviously, and that caused a bit of a for Maggie and for Grace to come in and settle. But unfortunately, fortunately for Wang, that Georgia and Burns, they stood up and they just took their shots and didn't refeed too much, which was also...
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, Lavington tried some things in desperation at the end there, and we talked at the start just about Wang having a few small strings to their bow in the back half of the season, and I think they showed a lot of courage to make some of those changes today. Leah Genvy was on, then she came off for Shay Crimmins, and Shay hasn't been playing full games, but I think the steadiness and connection between her and Izzy just really settles that attacking end and allowed them to sort of get on top, and they'll be very, very happy to take on Corowa next week, I think.
Yes, I think so. And if Hannah Grady can do that, what she came on at wing defence for today, with her intensity, keeping last year's Tony Wilson medalist off the ring, making her feed the long balls, then they'll definitely have a good crack at it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's just, as you said, it's a nice luxury to have to be able to swing Hannah out. And credit to Liv Richards. She only came into this side late in the season. I think they were sort of a bit desperate for players when there was a lot of COVID and stuff happening, and they got her back to play, and what a difference she's made. And I think she just gives them a little bit more versatility. But Lavington, look, they will be very disappointed. They possibly were going to look at finishing top there at one stage, and they've bowed out in straight sets. But you know what? Wang have been here before as well, so I think they sort of probably learned how to win in finals, and this Lavington group haven't played finals before, obviously, and they'll be very disappointed with that. But I think, they can certainly, if they can keep some of those players. We didn't see Liv Sanson get on today, but she's a real up-and-comer for them, so hopefully, they can get a bit more court time into her next year and keep the likes of a Maddie Lloyd, Maddie Plunkett.
Okay. That's all right. Hannah Grady's going to come and step in for Izzy Byrne. Hannah Grady, Izzy Byrne is our player of the day, but congratulations to you. We happily will speak to you as co-coach of this Wangaratta Magpies
Izzy Byrne's
team.
growing exponentially in 5 minutes.
What a game. What a couple of weeks it's been for you girls.
Yeah, I think we've been building. We've really been building. And then obviously that Yarra game pre-finals was a bit of a hit. And we definitely wanted to improve on that performance. And last week, having that nail biter in the end was a lot. And then obviously this was intense from the get-go. And I think the girls really wanted it. Amy Byrne played unbelievably today. Izzy through that mid-court is ridiculous. She just runs and runs, and I think it was a real team effort.
Absolutely, and we spoke that Izzy, that was probably one of the best games we've seen her play, and credit to her is why we gave her the player of the day. What were the instructions that you and Shay gave the team going into that last quarter? You obviously had just that slight advantage, and how did you want to turn it around and get to this point?
I think for us, it wasn't changing anything. It was making sure that we stayed calm, we stayed disciplined, and that we really trusted each other. I think over the last few weeks, we've really built that trust up again, and just having that trust in each other means that we can give those balls and know that someone's going to get there.
Absolutely, and the Panthers made it hard for you at times. We commented probably the start of each quarter, you guys did really give those balls straight away, and then they'd come back, and then it ebbed and flowed. But you look on to next week, you've got a crack at Corowa and a crack at another grand final. How's the week going to play out?
I think light training Tuesday for that recovery. We definitely pulled up sore after last Saturday, so that'll be a light one for that recovery. And then obviously just work on a few different things across the court, and then go in with our goals for Sunday.
Awesome. Well, a massive congratulations to you, a massive congratulations to the Wangaratta Magpies and to Izzy Byrne, our player of the day today. All the best for next week's preliminary final. Thanks. You guys have given yourself the best chance to make a grand final again.
Thanks,
well done, Han.
We will after. Awesome. Thanks, Hannah Grady. As always, what a game. And Brown, next week, the build-up it's going to be a cracker.
Oh, it's going to be a big week, and it's, like they said, they're going to have to take a Tuesday very cool, calm and collected, and not do too much, because that was a pretty good game, pretty tough physical game, which was good.
And they have no pressure on them, really. All the pressure's on Corowa. They're the minor premiers. They're the ones that, went down yesterday and have the potential, if they lose, to go out in straight sets. And no one wants to do that when you're finished on top. Trust me, we've been there, haven't we? It's not a nice position to be in. So I feel like Wang get to go into this game with really no pressure on them. They're the underdogs. They can come out and probably play with a bit more freedom than Corowa can, particularly given Corowa have some injuries.
And coming from behind today as well, that just really hustling it out. As always, a big thank you to all of our sponsors. To Emily Brown, thank you very much for joining us, and we might even call you back again next week, see how you're going. Once again to you, Tam Matthews, we look forward to next Sunday's preliminary final, where we will find out if it will be the Corowa, the Glenroos, or the Wangaratta Magpies to take on the Yarrawonga Pigeons in the Ovens and Murray Grand Final. This has been the Wangaratta Magpies defeating the Lavington Panthers. To continue to have your dial turned to 1494 2AY, or head to our live stream to watch the football between the Albury Tigers and Wangaratta Rovers, the winner once again keeping their season alive. My name is Ree Dolahenty. This is O&M Live Netball. Thanks to McRae Motors. This is O&M Live. And on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
How many subscriptions do you have? One for entertainment? And one for news? And meditation? One for sport? And one for music? Whatever you're into, you can now manage select paid subscriptions in one place and save up to 10% with Optus SubHub. Discover what's trending and save by bundling them all together. Streamline your subscriptions with Optus SubHub. It starts with yes.
Looking for somewhere great to eat? Check out Social Dining and Bar. And right now, you can get a seafood basket, served with chips, salad and tartare sauce from just $18. Come and be part of it all at Social Dining and Bar at the SS&A.
GoTafe is hiring, and we want you on our team. Flexibility, professional development, generous remuneration, and a staff wellbeing program are just a few of the great benefits we offer. If you have a passion for your skill or qualification and you're looking for real work-life balance, then GoTafe is the place for you.
GoTafe is leading,
Inspiring.
hands-on,
Flexible. Fabulous.
We have dozens of trainer positions and corporate roles open right now. Get in touch today.
The new Nissan Navara has landed at McRae Nissan with a tougher, more rugged design, Nissan intelligent mobility, advanced off-road capabilities, and a host of on-road refinement. Test drive one today at McRae Nissan.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury-Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of news, talk, sport and music.
We're community focused, passionate about our region and what makes it great.
We bring you the very latest news that matters, from breaking stories in your backyard to headlines and hot topics from around the country and around the world.
And on weekends, we live and breathe local sport and bring you exclusive live coverage.
1494 2AY. We're your local.